Well, before we get going, I'm a little nervous considering how YouTube has been treating you the past couple of weeks. I want to make sure you can hear me. If you hear me, okay, if you could just say in the live chat, yeah, I can hear you. Just let me know you can hear me. Otherwise, I'll just be expending breath and energy for no good reason. So if you could just confirm that there in the live chat, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm not seeing confirmation. Lots of people in the chat this morning. Hey guys, good morning. Can you hear me okay? Just let me know if you would in the live chat before I. Okay, thank you. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Again, still some things happen and I just don't know why. So just want to make sure that we're good. So yeah, today Fiverr. So what got me thinking about this? Yesterday I booked a $400 job on Fiverr. It's for a local political race in Georgia, and I had lunch with my daughter Mallory, who, Mallory makes a six-figure living in voiceover on a part-time basis, and I'd say over 95% of her work comes through the Fiverr platform. So it's something obviously she knows a lot about and has a great interest in. I've been on for several years, and I've not made as much money as she has. It's not as big. I mean, I've got a lot of different things going on in terms of my marketing strategy. So my work comes in from a broader array of different marketing channels. But we were talking about this, and I thought, I gotta shoot with you straight today. Okay, you're struggling with Fiverr. You've been on Fiverr for a while. You can't get traction, or the traction you're getting is just for like, $5 or $10 jobs, and you're wondering, what is it I'm doing, or what is it that I'm not doing? Well, let me just shoot straight with you. It's because your Fiverr voiceover gig sucks. And I don't mean just sucks. I mean, it sucks hard and bad. And that is what is keeping you from being successful in voiceover. And I hate to be the guy to tell you this, but I just want to shoot. Think of me as Dr. Bill this morning. I'm not the guy you want to see, I'm the guy you need to see. It might be painful to hear what I have to say, but if you're willing to work with me here on this, we can get you to a place where you start to see the success that you want, the success that you deserve. And when I say your gig sucks, let me be specific. There are two hurdles. Think between you and that voiceover job that you want on Fiverr, there are two hurdles that you have to pass through. The first one is your gig graphic. Did you realize that? That you've got to pass that hurdle. And before I get into the specifics of that, let's back out a little bit. I want to give you the 30,000-foot view. I want you to think of Fiverr as like, remember when you were a kid and you go to the fair with your parents and they would let you ride the carousel or merry-go-round or whatever you called it, those horses that would kind of go up and down and around in a circle. And you would get on it and ride around, and you'd go around the circle, then you'd see your parents, they'd wave, you'd wave back, and then the carousel would take you around the backside where there'd be a lot of people you didn't know. And then you come back around, you'd see your parents for just a brief second, you'd wave and you go back around. That's what being on Fiverr's like. It's like being on a carousel. The way their software algorithm works is it spins you around this carousel that oftentimes your backs to the audience or their backs to you. They don't see you, you don't see them. But their algorithm will spin you back around and then let you see the light of day for a brief moment. And during that moment when people see your gig, that's your opportunity, because that opportunity closes rather quickly. It spins you around the carousel. And it can take weeks or sometimes even months before you really get good exposure again. And so when those opportunities come up, you have to be ready to seize them. So with that in mind, again, the first hurdle is your gig graphic. The thing that causes people, if you were to go to a bookstore where there are thousands and thousands of books, and let's say you're not shopping for any book in particular, and let's say you don't know who the authors are, because in voiceover, clients don't know us by name. A lot of people, it's funny, they'll talk to me, they think, well, they'll say, oh, well, people know who you are. Well, no, they don't. Voiceover talent might know who I am. Clients don't know, nor do they care. They're looking for the right voice for the job. So let's say you go into a bookstore, thousands of books, you don't know who the authors are, you're not looking for anything in particular. What is the first thing that causes you to pick up a book to check it out? What's the first thing? It is the cover. Anybody who's an author or a publisher knows that if that cover, if that the graphic on the cover of that book is not right, if it's not good, nobody's gonna pick it up. Forget what's inside of it. It could be the greatest book ever written. Or oftentimes, I'm sure you picked up a book that had a great cover, and then you looked at it or read it and thought, well, this is nothing special at all. But you picked it up, and this is where it starts. Somebody has to actually click on your gig to find out more. Why do they do that? It's the gig graphic, and your gig graphics are awful. Again, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it becomes, and I've seen and obviously I'm speaking very generally here. Some of you guys are having some success on Fiverr, and this is not an issue for you. But by and large, most of the gig graphics I see are they scream, I just fell off the proverbial voiceover turnip truck. I just arrived in town. I've never done this before, and I have no clue what's going on. When you're marketing yourself, you never want to represent yourself falsely, but you can't look like you just showed up and you don't have a clue what's going on. You got to look like you've been there before. And it starts with your graphic. If you're going to use a headshot, you better make sure it's a good headshot. Not something cheesy that you did, with a weird background and in an SM58 handheld singing microphone. Or I've seen it all. Today, there's no excuse for having a bad graphic. Number one, you can hire people. You can hire people on Fiverr who can put together a really good graphic. So it's more than just a picture. That's a part of it. But the graphics that go with it, the fonts, the colors, the design, everything about it is so important. And with AI, you can take a really basic headshot and it will dress it up for you. It's still you, but it'll make you look a little nicer, put you in a better background, might even put clothes on you that look better. I mean, it just will polish it up and make it look better. So if you're going to use a headshot, make sure it's a good one. If not, you could use a caricature or even, again, an AI-generated representation of your headshot. Anything but the headshots that you're putting up there right now. You need to reevaluate that again, and the graphics to go with it, because if that's not right, forget your demo, forget everything else. Nobody will ever click on your gig. And some of you guys, you're getting frustrated because you think you're doing everything right, but your graphics or your gig graphic is bad. It's just bad. So you got to start with that. Number two, if it's attractive enough that somebody actually clicks on it, then you've passed the first hurdle. Congratulations. Now you're to the second hurdle. Okay, we're getting closer to pay dirt, but we're not home yet. It is your demo. Now you hear me talk a lot about the DIY demo, and when finances are tight in pro demos, and as a professional demo producer, I know demos, they're not cheap. They're not cheap to create. And doing it by yourself can be next to impossible. So, but you need a great demo to get the attention you need. The DIY demo might get, when you're first getting started, the idea is that, okay, well, you'll be able to generate enough cash flow that eventually you can save it and do the demo. And if that's the situation you're in, that's what you need to do, and you stick with that plan. But understand that DIY demo is probably not going to get you much more than $5 or $10 work, maybe $20 job here or there. But if you want to get the $100, the $200, the $400, the $1,000 jobs, your demo better come out and say, man, you want to hire me. And that's not going to happen unless it's professionally produced. Having a professionally produced demo, working with me to get a great demo produced is going to be one of the best investments of your resources, your time, and your money that you can make in your voiceover career. It will open up more doors of opportunity than anything else. Because at that point, people will know whether you're worth listening to or not. And if you're not directed properly, staged properly, produced properly, then you're just not going to get that opportunity, at least not at the better and the higher paying jobs. And again, if you've got to start off in the lower paid jobs with DIY demo, I get that, and you should do that. But as soon as you are able to work on a professionally produced demo, you need to do it because it's going to change everything. And I've got demo client after demo client who can testify to that. And if you guys didn't see it, I interviewed one of my students slash demo clients a couple of days ago, and you can see it here on the channel. And James Woodrich, who is now the voice of Dr. Phil's new network slash platform, Merit Street Media. And it was because they heard his demo. That's just one example. So you got to have these two things. You've got to be equipped to get your prospective clients past these first two hurdles, or you're not going to get work. I'd love to dress it up for you in a way that was softer and easier, and it wasn't such maybe a bitter pill for some of you guys to swallow. But look, I am here to help you be successful in voiceover. And I've been around long enough to know, and I've seen, you know, I've heard from students, I've seen the gigs, and still, students walking around in circles saying, "I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand." It's because your gig sucks. Your graphics are bad. Your demos are not good. And until they are, you're going to struggle. You need to have these things in place, operating at a high level. And when that happens, it will not only help you just in Fiverr, especially with your demo, it's going to make everything exponentially easier in terms of getting traction and getting work. What if you want to work on your pro demo, reach out to me. I can get you on the spring calendar, okay? And I don't know how fast this will fill up. So if you're interested, if you want more information, no commitment. If you just want more information, I'll send you samples, all the cost information. Just reach out to me at training@BillDeWeese.com, training@BillDeWeese.com. But remember, if you want your voiceover career to move forward, particularly on Fiverr, you got to have the graphic element, the gig graphic. If they don't click on that, the demo doesn't even matter. But beyond that, the demo has got to close the deal. And that's why you're struggling on Fiverr. That's why you're not getting any work, or you're struggling just getting $5 and $10 jobs. And you wonder why, you hear Mallory talk about making six figures. You hear me talking about, averaging close to $400 per job on Fiverr. And you say, well, why? Why is it not happening for me? It's because your graphics and your demos aren't good. It's that simple. Because if they are, and you're patient, yeah, it takes some patience. It takes a while, regardless of how good they are, to get traction. But when you go around that carousel and that algorithm brings you in front of the audience for that brief moment, what they see better cause them to click, and what they hear after that better cause them to reach out to you. That's the way this game is played. All right. I hope you find that helpful and not frustrating. Again, I'm trying to move you from here closer to where you want to get in voiceover. And these two things, when it comes to Fiverr, there's no way around it. There is no way around it. All right, let's see who's on the live chat this morning. All right, let's see. We've got Emma. Congrats to you. First in this morning in Huntington Beach. Rick, good morning to you in Des Moines. Mike in Mattawa, New Jersey. Rob in Loveland, eager to hear what you got to say. Well, Rob, I hope everybody was still I hope they're still excited after hearing what I had to say. Guys, I'm telling you, if you will heed my advice on this, it will make all the difference in your career. Hey, Theo, good morning to you from the kitchen table in lovely Palos Hills. And you're right, my Fiverr gig inhales vigorously. Hey, Professor Tracy, how are you doing in Rochester, Minnesota? Ethan in Toronto, Aaron in Columbia, Missouri. Emma says, bring the truth. Scotty in Brookings, South Dakota. Excuse me, Bob in Reidsville, North Carolina. We've got GS in Washington, Dale in Atlanta. Damon, good afternoon to you in the UK. Hope you're doing well. We've got John the Irishman in Denver. Hello there. Phil in Tokyo. Eddie in San Antonio. It's been soundproofing the attic. Good deal. Melissa in San Diego. Keith in the great state of Washington. Baron Von Mike. Good morning to you in York, Pennsylvania, Mike. We've got, let's see here, Buckhead, Atlanta, checking in. GS, good morning. Chris, good morning. John in Rhinebeck. Rebecca in Orlando. Sirius in Charlotte. Hello there, Jared. How you doing? Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. Marla in Texas. Joy in Southfield, Michigan. Megan, good morning. Mark in Estes Park, Colorado. Denise in Long Island. Heather, Tennessee. Corey, Whitehall, Wisconsin. Let's see here. Dr. Bob, good morning to you in sunny Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you, Bob. Stacy, good morning to you in San Diego. Jolie, thank you for the kind remarks, Jolie. I appreciate that. Tim in Altoona, Mike, Spanish Fort, Alabama, Marine in the UK. Good afternoon. Yeah. Dave, good morning. In New York, Terry in Falston, Maryland. Kevin, how are you doing in New Bedford, Massachusetts? Gregory, driving in Denton County, Texas. Rusty in the UP of Michigan. Oh, okay, South Florida checking in. Hope you're doing well. Jason in Kearney, Nebraska. Mary, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Stephen says, light it up. It's Steph in Central Luzon, Philippines. Hey, Stephen, thanks for checking in today. Appreciate that. We've got Holland is in the house. Man, we've got a great global representation today, guys. Thanks for being here. Amanda in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Johnny in San Francisco. I'm so glad these are not Zoom meetings. Why? Because you don't want to be seen? Is that what it is? Yeah, I think everybody should have to look presentable. And if I've got to be presentable, I mean, I guess it could be argued whether I'm presentable or not. But we've got, let's see here, just finished a $2,000 job on the DIY demo. Fantastic. Well, you're obviously doing something right. Congrats to you. That's awesome. Mary had a Fiverr success manager suggest that my headshot looked like an AI-generated photo, and maybe I wasn't getting clicks because my photo looked fake. Crazy, right? Yeah, it's interesting because some AI stuff is, here's the thing. Yeah, you never want to look like you're trying to fake it. But there is some AI, and I've played around with it, where it'll change it just enough. There's some good headshot AI software that can really make a big difference. But if you're going to do something, if it goes over the line and looks fake, don't look like you're trying to not make it look fake. It needs to look like it's a digital representation of the actual. But yeah, you don't want to look like you're trying to get by with something, pull something over on somebody. That wouldn't be good. Although, frankly, it'd be good. It'd be better than most of the pictures that I see. Hope in Missouri. Good morning. Sean is asking a question about the demo. Sean, I do questions on Friday just because I don't have time to do it during the week. But if you'll bring that back on Friday, I would be glad to address it. It's a question about why do a professionally made demo if the product you're providing is going to be less than professional? Well, first of all, you never provide a less than professional product to your client, and you don't have to. Fully produced is different. A demo is supposed to be fully produced. The work we do for voiceover clients, not fully produced, generally speaking. It's just our voice. So, which is totally cool. Totally. I guess I did answer your question. So you don't have to wait until Friday. Jason in Newport, Oregon. Leo, how are you doing in McAllen, Texas? Just booked a national gig. Leo, congrats to you. That is fantastic. Let's ring that. That's a bell ringer. We've got Toga, Australia in the house. Amanda says maybe gig evaluations will be a good service for you guys to add. I know Mallory does gig evaluations when she has the time, so you can always reach out. Well, reach out to me at training@buildavoice.com, and I can direct things to where they need to go if you feel you need that. And that goes for all you guys. Let's see there. Hanover, Germany. Jonas, hello there. James, happy hump day to you in Austin, Texas. Lamar in Detroit. Man, we've got a huge crowd here today. Timothy, Rogers Park, Chicago. Dong Chow in Plano, Texas. Francois from Berlin/Germany. Or Berlin, Germany. Guten Tag and hello. Yes, good to have you here today, Francois. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging around and not checking out when I got, I got to be honest with you guys, and I try to keep things on the motivational side, but there's nothing more frustrating than going around in circles chasing your tail and not knowing why. And hopefully, at the very least today, will encourage you to open your eyes to listen to your demo and look at your gig graphics in a new way, and just make sure that what you're putting out there is doing the job. All right. And I know for a lot of you guys, it's just not. And so, but that can be changed. That's something you do have control over. So that's the good news. Hey guys, have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more fun voiceover information. We'll see you then.